Food is absolutely central to the well-being of a community. One of the things that's really struck me while I've been working here is quite simply the quality of what's on offer.
Hi, my name is Alessandro Albanese. I work for Leighton Park since 2012, and I've been here at Leighton Park working with Matthew, which has been an amazing experience.
My name is Matthew Judd. I'm the head at Leighton Park, and I've been here, as Alessandro has just said, for 7 years, and it's been my pleasure to work with him and to work with Thomas Franks. One of the things that's so important to realise is that food is absolutely central to the well-being of a community. And I think here at Leighton Park, it's amazing that we have a fantastic restaurant, which is a separate building.
I agree.
And that brings the community together. But there's no point in bringing the community together unless what you're eating is an absolutely first rate. And I would say, you know, the community comes together. It's that concept of breaking bread together is what makes community. And the fact that everybody eats lunch here, people don't bring packed lunches, we all have our lunch all together, staff and students in the same space, is really terrific. But one of the things that's really struck me while I've been working here is quite simply the quality of what's on offer. Now, everybody says you eat with your eyes, but when you go down at lunchtime or to breakfast or to tea, you know, there's always an array of really attractive offering. There's always, of course, you know, plenty of choice, and my goodness me, we've got plenty of food specialisms that we have to cater for, but there's always even choice for people who have particular needs in catering. But the salad bar's original, the desserts are original, there's always fantastic food always on offer.
Matthew, I totally agree with you, and that's why I love work for Leighton Park with Thomas Franks. When you came on board, you made it crystal clear to yourself and Thomas Frank that you like your variety, you like the options, and to make sure that we cater for all the students, because it's a boarding school. As a boarding school, of course, we have international students and with different cultures, and we try to meet all the needs as possible.
It's really interesting to me that, you know, most heads that I talk to, they mention, you know, the fact that they will often deal with complaints about catering, or parents or students who aren't happy about catering. I haven't had in 7 years a single letter of complaint about the catering, and that in itself is remarkable. And I think it's good you're always so receptive to the feedback. You know, the Food Council is really important. You listen to the Food Council, you respond to what, you know, the students want, you make tweaks to what it is they want. Correct. You know, sometimes you can't deliver, you know, the extremes of what they might be asking for, but you've always been receptive to them, and I think that really shows in customer satisfaction. Plus, I must just say, your team are sensational. Smiling all the time. They know the students by name, the students know them by their first names, and it's really lovely when you go down to the lunch hall.
The idea with Thomas Franks is to have an amazing team in place. You mentioned my team, because without them I cannot achieve what I've been achieved for the last 13 years here at Leighton Park. And by communicating with the students, we can create the unique menu.
But also, you know, with the students, you sometimes you are using the food to educate them as well, because you're not just pushing out what exactly the students want. You're kind of taking them to the edge of their taste buds. You know, amazing, you see a huge big paella.
That's
right.
You
know, properly prepared in a, what is it, a 4-foot pan?
Yeah, it's quite big, yes. That's 4.5, 5 foot. Yes.
You know, and to see that at lunchtime, and then for the students to think, okay, I know what a proper paella looks like, you know, but you're just sort of pushing them slightly to the, you know, out of their comfort zone. What do you like producing most? What gives you most satisfaction?
I just like people eat the food I cook. If I see an empty plate, for me, it means I achieved what I want to achieve. The thing I like to cook, most of it, is humble food. My favorite dish to cook is a sea bass, squeeze a lemon, a little bit of olive oil, and that's it, really. So that's my simplicity of for what I cook.
I mean, your special event catering is legendary here as well, whether that's a barbecue that we're putting on for parents, or for the end of term, or, you know, a special donors or governors dinner, or, you know, it's really top-notch quality, and everyone really appreciates that. You can really, you can really deliver all of that very high-level stuff, as well as the day-in, day-out food that you have to deliver.
Well, that's the fun working for a private education. You have a little bit of both.
The students love hearing, don't they, about the traceability of what you're putting on the plate, or the sustainability of what you've got, or where it's come from. That's been an area I know you've really worked hard to make sure that we're getting the right sourced material.
One of the main reasons why I joined Thomas Frank's was that Thomas Frank only use local resource produce.
And prepped here.
And prepped here.
That's really important. You're not just buying in.
No, we don't. 98% of the produce we do in our kitchen is our homemade.
In a world where we're having to think about what we consume, making sure that we do it in a sustainable way. I mean, one of the things I do love, and I think it's really important, is that, the students are aware that, the food that you make that isn't eaten is often used in a different way. So you'll use that to make the soups, or you'll use that to make the salads.
If it can be reused, we are.
Really great husbandry. It's not, it's stretching the money we're spending or the resource that has gone into all of the food. It's using that in the right way. And the students, they really appreciate that.
The children appreciate it that there's a very little wastage, and
that's amazing how little wastage there is.
Which is always important. As we are at the moment, wastage is huge. Just one more thing before we end, Matthew. Which is your favourite memory here at Leighton Park regarding the food?
A memory that I will take away with me from here is the thought of the dining room with all the students in it, absolutely enjoying their lunch every day in, because everybody can make a special occasion dinner enjoyable, but there's enjoyment every day. So my big memory is how appreciated and loved the food here is.
Well, what can I say? It's been a pleasure. And
the pleasure has been all mine.
Wish you luck, and hopefully we'll see you again soon.
Indeed.
Thank you.